Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a little bit of intriguing news going on, both in regards to Target and as well, both in regards to Best Buy. So we're gonna do a little bit of a combination video for you guys, because we actually have been seeing a little bit more rumors, leaks, and information all floating around. And as well, we've kind of just been having a little bit of a weirder week so far. We'll probably talk about that in the weekly recap up in the next video. But at least for this, we actually have had a lot of prep up, a lot of build up, and we do kind of know a lot of big changes are coming when it comes to stock and stock movements and all of that. So as of right now, I think we actually have had now a few decent confirmations too for specific regions. I know we kind of bring up like certain areas of like you should be focusing on this area or this area, this area. So as of right now, I think we have a big region for that. As well, on top of that, too, we also have a little bit more Best Buy stuff as well to go talk about / remind on / updates on that. So it's kind of a little bit on the weirder side, although we'll probably see a lot of this also carry over into the weekend itself, which is nice. We like seeing stock, we like seeing stock movement, we like seeing people getting their consoles and all that. So we're going to keep you guys in the loop for it, too, as well. And if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, sign up for all the good little various affiliate links down below, and the Twitter giveaway as well down below. And let's go and dive in the video itself. So first and foremost, I want to give you guys a more so region specific as well as other information when it comes to Target and when we're expecting more restocks and dates and all of that. First and foremost, we actually have now seen even more stock. This is in regards to the West Coast. So if you guys are in like Central and other stuff, we have some little news to talk about in a second. But when it comes to that, we've now apparently seen more Target warehouse distribution leaks that are now telling us from employees that there actually has been some good stock arrivals for when it comes to Target. And now it's kind of, I guess, kind of nice to go and see, because as you guys know, Target's been kind of somewhat pseudo changing up their systems when it comes to drops and all of that. So when it comes to stock in general, now that we're seeing warehouses, I think apparently the leak number was around 2,200 pallets or so, which should be now then dedicated to the West Coast distribution centers. And as you guys know, distribution centers are basically like the big huge warehouses that the Walmarts and Best Buys and Targets have. And then when they have the stock floating around there, you basically send the stock there, and then they go and divvy it on out to the different stores around that location. So why am I bringing this up? What's good with the leak, etc., etc.? When it comes to Target, as I've mentioned before, it's basically kind of area dependent. Some regions, some areas, and some stores get stock kind of around the 2 to 3 week cycle. We're basically still in the early stages of Target having stock in stores, so we're kind of figuring it out. We're still going to see if they're ever do another event drop, stuff like that. It's only been around I think 2 weeks or so. So right now, this actually might be the very first big restocking wave when it comes to Target. So we have been seeing throughout the past 2 or 3 weeks of stores having stock. So basically what happens is that a store gets stock in-house, and then they're just able to sell it. So kind of how they've been doing for the Xbox Series X's for quite some time. So basically for this one, it means that the West Coast itself should have a pretty good next few days, I would say, in terms of stores and area and locations getting stock. So what does that mean once you guys go check, etc., etc.? Basically, with that, with having in more of the thousands of pallet side, we'll probably go and try our best to reach out to some other employees too, as well, to find out more on the East Coast, etc. As we've mentioned, we usually kind of see around a 2 to 3 week cycle. So some stores even had stock 2 weeks ago. It really depends on your local store. And this is why I'm not always the biggest fan of restocks nowadays, because you do have to put a little bit of your own effort and kind of figure out what's going on, which stock exists, all that type of stuff. But as we're seeing stock with it, that just means the Seattles, Portlands, California, Nevada, all those types of areas should have lived a very, very higher up likelihood throughout the next week or so with stock showing up in the stores themselves. So good stuff. So if you guys ever want to go and check your local Target stores, as we always mention, you guys just have to basically go into the links themselves. So basically you guys go to your this is for me in Chicago. We haven't seen too much for Chicago. And as well, if your store hasn't had stock for a while, we usually typically say it's around the 2 to 3 week cycle. We've been seeing on the early morning restock still around the 6 to 9 a.m., but as the past few days, we've actually been seeing a little bit more on the late night side. So we've actually been seeing more people getting stock around the 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. range or so, give or take, when it comes to stock. So it's going to give you guys a rough time to go and check. That's why I keep on always saying I kind of wish they'd be also more on the in-person side, or event side instead of in-person side. But basically, you guys would go to the website. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. We'll get to other news in a second. Basically, you guys go to the pickup. If it's not available for your own local store, then you guys just go and press check other stores. And then you guys can type in your zip code and kind of basically go and see. So right here, you guys can see, like for me, like in a random, this is just a random Chicago zip code. Basically, you guys can see like all these other areas. There's just basically no stock in the stores themselves. And then so you can do the same thing too as well for the PS5 Digitals, same format, whether it's on the app or whether it's on the online, and just basically go and check other stores. And you guys can go and see if there's any stock available. Now, this is why I'm kind of bringing this up more so for West Coast focus, because now that we know that distribution centers, we're not fully sure exactly when stock will arrive and like all that type of stuff. But the fact that we have like stock there probably means that throughout the next few days, as they kind of divvy out stock, we actually have seen Target update their store stock throughout the weekends too, as well, like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Although it's usually more so on the weekdays itself. And then basically kind of gives like people on the West Coast be like, okay, maybe I should go casually check and see. Although always the sad reminder, don't forget, it is very stock dependent. There's still a lot of bots that are ongoing with it, which is annoying. We don't like seeing these botters. And like it's usually like, it's kind of RNG. Like if I were to go be like, say I'm watching the same YouTube video and I go and check and I'm like, oh, there's no one here. Then like what if I check 2 hours from now and there's a little bit of a restock wave? It's kind of hard because it is selective areas. That's why I'm bringing up that West Coast is looking good. We haven't seen too much on East Coast in terms of new stock, although we did see a few stores actually the past week have some stock there for your own mental reminders on which time should be like if you should be looking in the future, which areas and locations and stuff like that, if you guys should be worrying about that. So all around good stuff. And we see more updates for you guys for Target. We'll let you know throughout the weekend for 100% sure, just so you guys all know. But it does look good. We like seeing these big stock numbers, and it does seem like that Sony did send out some shipments, and we've also been seeing other walk-ins too as well floating around. So it's just all around good. We like seeing this. We like seeing stock. We like seeing stock movements, and Target's look a little bit more likely throughout these next few days. Same thing too as well too with the Xbox Series X. Big reminder, make sure you guys just keep on going and checking out your stores if you guys want. Depends on your area and stock and all of that. Now for part 2. Best Buy stuff. So we actually have still been kind of patiently waiting for Best Buy. It stinks because we're kind of on the same boat as Target, where like we know it's there, like we're just patiently kind of just waiting for it to show up. But we do know that Best Buy did update their online API. So we know that the API numbers are looking and seeming good. So it's good stuff with that. Like seeing that movement, like seeing all that. So basically, good stuff. That's kind of prepping up. We still don't know exactly when. Like I was even saying these past few days, kind of depends, if like more areas, more get stock, if it's more of a nationwide drop, etc., etc. We do typically see more on the nationwide side when it comes to these restocks. So we'll have to see. But as we have also mentioned too, we have also confirmed employees with stock on hand, like stock is physically there, and we know that some employees have been turning away walk-ins, and people trying to do the app glitch itself have actually had people not have stock show up, like they physically see it, like the usual format where if it's unavailable or out of stock, as they check it up online. So as I keep on losing my throat. One of these days I take a YouTube day off because my throat's been killing me recently from so much all the talking I do this on Twitch. So when it comes to that stuff, we have still been seeing that. So someone just subbed on Twitch. Speak of the devil, thank you guys always for subbing up on Twitch in the first place. So when it comes to that stuff, like I mentioned, when it comes to stock, they're sitting on stock. Best Buy has some stock in stores, and usually, like typically nowadays, like for stores, say Target, if they get stock, they like to release it. Or say for Best Buy, if they get stock, you typically been having it available for walk-ins. So that's why once again we're still watching that. And the new information for that is we actually did see a few more folks actually just go get normal casual walk-ins for Best Buy as of today. I had a few people tweet at me saying that their stores, I think these stores are more in like Texas and Oklahoma were the reports we saw. So in case you guys are in those regions, it might be worth checking and seeing, because typically how I mentioned for Target with their West Coast side, typically maybe like there might be some stuff in Texas, that area, or like Florida in that area, or like Northeast, that type of stuff. So with everything all kind of put together, it's intriguing to see. Like, I do think we might have some potentials for some good walk-ins / restocks this weekend, depending on how Target and Best Buy go. And I think it also might just be prepping up very well for this next upcoming week, too, as well. Mainly because, like, when it comes to Mother's Day, we'll see if they want to put more stuff in stores. A lot of stores like to do sales and do, like, incentivize people for coming to the stores. Maybe someone to buy a PlayStation, then they also go buy, like a drone for their mom. I don't know what people buy nowadays. So, all around, at least intriguing stuff. Good stuff when it comes to Target. That's kind of prepping up more for online stores and like these restock stuff as we've mentioned over there, so might be worth checking throughout this weekend or early next week. We'll get more details if you guys are Target employees, want to send info, or if we talk to any more people, we'll let you guys go and know. And then Best Buy with them kind of on this weird kind of selling stock, kind of holding stock, etc. At least we have still been seeing some movement with that, and that should be prepping up either throughout this weekend, although once again, same with Target, more Monday onwards is likely. So kind of keep these regions in your mind if you guys are still trying to get your consoles and going from there. So that should be about it for me. We'll probably have one more video up throughout the day, so be on the lookout for that. Or if you guys want to check out the prior videos on the day, feel free to. And obviously we'll have a bunch of videos on the weekend if we see more news. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, linked down below. And sign up for Weeble, sign up for Coinbase, and sign up for all the good old various things and locations. And we can kind of go from there. And I'll see you guys up in a few hours for another video and tomorrow as well.